Well, you guys, here we are again.
Round 2 with some very different bikes. Flashing back to last year, we actually never uploaded this video, but Alexis had one of her worst dirt bike experiences of her life. Pretty accurate?
Yeah, I was gonna say for a good reason. We never uploaded it.
Yeah, it was bad. So last year we had bought pretty much brand new KTM and Husqvarna 350s.
The best bikes you could buy.
So we thought.
Quote unquote.
This was your second or third ride on the bike. It did not go well.
No, it did not go well. I would say the first time I rode it, we pretty much stuck to fire roads. Just tried to get me comfortable with the height. And I felt pretty good. It was definitely something new, not being used to riding a 4-stroke. Concept of change, I was just really uncomfortable with. But then you change up the terrain to something that is completely fresh and new to me, and it was a disaster.
So I will preface this with saying that she had a lot of hours on the seat of a 250 XCW, so the same frame size, and she rode it without issue for a while. If I ask her, she'll still tell you that was one of her favorite bikes.
I loved that bike, yeah, I really did. Granted, it was too big for my frame. I mean, most of the time that I did drop it was because I couldn't touch. Turning around, even on flat ground, those were the times that were definitely the hardest. But I had gotten used to it with having so many hours. I mean, the power delivery and all that was never an issue.
So the XCW models, they come with the PDS suspension, so it is a little bit more difficult to lower, but it can be done. I think you can lower it almost 2 inches. At the end of the day, the frame is still the same size, and she is 5'0", weighs almost 100 pounds. So at the end of the day, the combination of her build and riding experience level, it's just not a good fit. And for the longest, you just wanted to be on a full-size bike.
Yeah. Because I noticed tremendously the difference between coming off like the 150 RB or the KX100 to going to the KTM, the 250 XCW. It really does make a big difference having full-size wheels, and I really enjoyed it, and I definitely didn't want to go backwards. And I think this ride, we had a very long discussion after the ride on what do I do? What bike do I get next? Do I go back to a smaller frame bike, less powerful, or do we get the 2-inch lowered suspension? Really, what was the issue during this ride? But then we came across the Beta X trainer and kind of went that route.
So yeah, getting a little ahead here. Let's go ahead and roll these clips. You're definitely gonna wanna watch this.
Yikes.
Oh, the old KTM clapper. Oh, so this marks Alexis' second ride on the KTM. See how she does today. She did really good the first time. Dude, it is perfect out today. Absolutely beautiful. Got a nice breeze. Hopefully I can get these gloves broke in a little bit more today. This will be a pretty good ride though, testing the versatility of the FE350. A little bit of road, a little bit of trail. Let's see if we can find some trails. Motorized travel prohibited. Campfires prohibited. And what the f are you allowed to do here? Trying to find me a trail. Offers approximately 105 miles of motorcycle single track. Well, we actually got the map downloaded, so we are in luck. I found 3 separate single track trails here, and we're actually gonna ride some single, baby. I'm excited. Just spent all the time on Jeep trails since I've been in Arizona, so pretty pumped. All right, so Alexis has done single track a handful of times. You do kind of have to get used to riding in the singular rut, but once you kind of get comfortable with it, it's really nice because you're not fighting the rut. You only got one choice. So it's just like riding in a rail. And it's gonna loop up to the right here in a bit. And that's all right in a corner to put that foot down. Little slow. You gotta carry more speed than this. And this is the stuff that that was very hard. We're gonna end up with broken levers here. Oh, you broke your throttle tube. Yeah, we're done. Your kickstand spring just went flying. It's crazy, I found the bolt. All right, we causing mayhem on the KTM. So you're gonna have to use the little loop to get you home. Your throttle is gonna stick, so you just gotta be careful. All right, take two. The first trail was a little bit too gnarly for Lex. Ended up kind of breaking off her throttle tube because she doesn't have wraparounds yet. So she said she was comfortable limping it on. It's a little bit sticky, but as long as you're aware of it, it's all right. She got cruise control. Man, it's crazy actually riding in dirt. It's been so long. It's been all sand. There she goes. She's using her left side to her advantage, so even though she can't touch the best, she's able to touch on that left side. So now she's gonna have to back up a little bit and bump her way up that. Almost there. You're almost to where you can touch on that rock with your left foot. There. Now you can touch on both sides. Nice. I'm definitely getting jarred around a lot more after adjusting the suspension, which isn't the best for this type of stuff. I think 15 out was the standard for both the compression and the rebound, so with the toolless adjustment here, I could literally just dial it back a few clicks and soften it up. Almost boofed it there, but saved it. Man, this is some good single track. Oh, yeah. Nice. Alexis just sounds like she's riding in a scary movie right now. All I can hear is her nervous breathing. Oh, oh, oh my God. Oh, she stood up. Holy shit. She's up. Oh, that was a big one. Oh, shit.
A lot of heavy breathing. Got a lot of arm pump going on. Some gnarly stuff I wasn't really ready for. So, making our way back.
Okay, it looks like you get a break. Oh, there's the road there. Are we tapping out? Uh-oh.
I'm just really tired and just... I think I need a different bike.
So not even a quarter mile into the ride.
I almost high-sided off this pretty steep hill. I was very overwhelmed at the terrain and the fact that there was a hill, and it kind of psyched me out of, oh my gosh, what if I go down this hill? And then sure enough, I went down the hill. And as you can see, my legs, I kind of panicked and struggled to find which foot could touch something. And then when I realized I couldn't touch on either side, I just kind of let it go. But the whole reason that I was in that position in the first place was I wasn't standing up. I wasn't going fast enough. Yeah, I just had really no idea what I was doing, to be honest.
We had our intercoms on. We were running the Senna 30Ks at the time so we could talk back and forth, and I was telling her, man, you got to speed up, stand up, and I was coaching her through the most of the ride. But a thing a lot of commenters don't understand is you can tell somebody something, but that doesn't mean that they're going to do it because they're not comfortable doing it. They don't have the muscle memory. Like, you're fighting your brain. Your brain wants to be safe, it wants to be close to the ground, it wants to touch, and for her being so short, that could have been a lot worse than it was. There was a pretty big decline on the other side. You ended up breaking your throttle tube and the kickstand spring. The famous KTM design went flying. Thankfully I found that. I don't know how. Talk about like a needle in a haystack. But yeah, that was her intro to the single track out here in Flagstaff. And the single track out here is freaking beautiful. Yes. I loved it. I had a good time, but she was definitely not ready. But yeah, with these bikes, the suspension is so good that if you just trust the bike, carry a little speed, pick a decent line, your momentum is going to get you to the point you want to go. It's just that mental block, and just with the combination of the new bike, new terrain.
Yeah, I think standing up on that bike, I wasn't already comfortable on. I felt 10 feet off the ground. So therefore I didn't feel like I was able to control the bike when I stood up. So then I sat down, but then that caused me to go slower. And I've learned a lot this year that, I mean, standing up obviously makes a huge difference. And I didn't know that, but again, it's one thing to know that, to hear that, but then to tell your body to do something different that doesn't feel comfortable. My muscle memory is to sit down on the bike because I'm closer to the ground, but that did not work, obviously.
At the end of the day, it just comes down to seat time, getting comfortable, and you did make it through the loop at the end of the day, painfully.
Yeah, it was hard. It was really, really exhausting, mentally, physically.
Yeah, she's in the center.
I was not
oh my God,
used to riding like that and then having to pick your bike up every 20 feet.
It is something that you wanted to do, though.
Absolutely. I mean, you asked me after that 200 feet, like, do you just want to, stick to the roads, get more comfortable? I was determined to keep trying. It took a lot. It took a lot out of me, but I think it was good because we ended up getting rid of that bike. And I do feel like my skills have progressed because of the machines that I'm on now. So it'll happen for a reason.
Yeah, you got to pick the right tool for the job. I got rid of my 350 as well. I really did enjoy that bike. All my buddies are on 300 two-strokes, and for hard enduro, they are just the best. It is what it is, and I don't want to make a compromise. So the best is to have multiple options. I ended up riding her old 250 XCW for the summer. She got a cross trainer. Perfect bike, plenty of content to come. She still does have that. We get a lot of comments asking where that went because of these two things behind us, but I plan on getting something else as well in the future because we did sell the XCW, so no more KTMs for now.
We just can't bring them all on the road, so it is a compromise when you're traveling.
Yeah, and that leads us into the next video and the redemption run for her on the same exact trail. So a year's worth of experience. You didn't ride that much over the past year, only a handful of rides, but being on the right tool, I think you're gonna realize why we bought these bikes and just how good and versatile they are. So pretty cool back to back. Were you excited this time going into it?
I was nervous knowing what it was like the first time in the terrain. I honestly did better than I thought. Definitely expected to dump it more, and yeah, I think it built up my confidence a lot being on this bike and just after the ride in general. So I'm excited for you guys to see.
Yeah, she did really good. It was a huge improvement. I was really happy with my bike. I also got the chance to ride a KTM 500 in similar terrain, and I think you'll be surprised with my reaction. But yeah, guys, I think that is the last of the footage on the 350s. I wanted to be sure to upload this at some point, and this is the perfect time. Once again, I did have a lot of positive experiences and good things to say about the 350, but for her, it's just a size issue, and I think this bike is just a really good fit. The cross trainer worked out perfectly. So at the end of the day, thankfully there are options, not many. That's what we struggled with, was just finding things and having to make some compromises. But use the right tool for the job, and I hope you enjoyed this video.
Get out there and practice, because that really does make the world of difference.
Yeah, doesn't matter how many videos you watch, doesn't matter how much advice you get, it is all about seat time. So get out there, ride, and live free, adventure daily.
Peace.